Challenger finalist and another two-time world champion in the Flying Scotsman, Gary Anderson. The other is the Black Cobra, Jeffrey Desvaughn. So Desvaughn's taking on Adrian Lewis. That'll be in the other streaming board with Chris Murphy shortly. 56. But right now, it is Gary Anderson looking to make it a weekend double here in Barnsley, having won the title yesterday against Dave Chisnall, who has been electric
96.
today. It has been stunning from Dave Chisnall. He has got better and better as the day has gone on.
60.
Just look at the averages for Dave Chisnall. He's averaging 102.5 coming into this, but he started with a 94 as he saw off Peter Jakes
125.
in a 6-3 win. He beat Richie Edhouse with a 97 average. Then it was 105 against Jeffrey de Graaf, 111 against Ricky Evans, 110 against Stephen Bunting. If that carries on, even Gary Anderson in this incredible form he's on, 20-game unbeaten run, he might struggle to live with Dave Chisnall.
140.
He does dominate their encounters, the head-to-head stats. Gary Anderson, he's won 15 of their 20 meetings, and it is a good couple of years since Dave Chisnall has recorded a victory against the world number 4. Anderson has a chance to break here. Well, now he just wants a ton. This will be nice and high.
100.
Yeah, does leave himself double top for a break of throw in this opening leg. Dave Chisnall, it's on. Is it tops? Oh, it was.
97.
Well, it leaves himself tops as well, but the likelihood is he won't get a go. Because Gary Anderson has been doing this all weekend. 13 dart leg to start this one off. It is a break of throw. And already, Dave Chisnall finds himself under pressure. Gary Anderson has won
100.
2 Pro Tour titles in the same weekend before. He did that way back in 2011, where he beat Wes Newton in the final of one of them. Wes Newton? And Andy the Pie Man Smith as Dave Chisnall comes to the party with a 180, his 18th of the day.
97.
Gary Anderson has already missed double 12 for a 9-darter. Did that in his
43.
previous round game over Keegan Brown in the 3rd leg. In the end, came back and polished off the double 12 he needed for a 10-dart leg.
40.
Helped him to a 6-3 win with 102 average in that match. Ooh, there's a bit of a jerk there from Chizzy, but the dart still found the treble 20.
140.
Leaves himself 138. Gary Anderson, one of the greatest dart players ever to have played the game. Sometimes the maths isn't great.
128.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Leaves himself double 18. Ooh, just the wrong side there, Dave Chisnall. He was looking at the 19s. He's slid it into the treble 3.
48.
So, Gary Anderson to double his advantage. Double 18 for a brace of 13 darters. Well, 14 or 15 will do. Double 9.
27.
Well, a missed opportunity. Chizzy can break back. 90 should start on the 20s. Oh, he's gone for the bull. I'm not sure it's the right shot. 74 left. Treble 18 or treble 14. Probably 14s. No, single 20s
50.
all he can do now. He's just hoping that Gary Anderson makes a mess of this.
Game shot.
And that does not happen. 2-0 to Gary Anderson. Anderson has won 9 of the last 11 meetings. There was a draw in there as well in the Premier League.
60.
That was one of their more recent encounters. That was in last year's Premier League. Of course, Dave Chisnall overlooked for the Premier League this year as Anderson puts in his first 180 of this game and his 13th of today. Chizzy looking to respond in kind.
99.
Unable to do it.
$60.
Last time Chizzy did beat Gary was in August 2016 on the World Series, quarter-final of the Perth Masters.
100.
If you're looking for the last time that Chizzy won a ranking game against Gary Anderson,
180.
oof, it's another maximum. Gary Anderson 2 in this leg. You've got to go way... In fact...
80.
Well, my word. He's put 2 in the treble 20, 1 in the single 20, and it's not, he scored minus 40 points with that last dart. And not only that, it's left him on a bogey number.
41.
And it means that Gary Anderson All he needs to do is set it up. That's an absolutely horrific situation
56.
for Dave Chisnall there. This for 3-0 and double break.
Game shot.
And it is another 13-darter. Gary Anderson completely bossing this one right now. Nothing going Dave Chisnall's way. And in fact, I've just checked, Dave Chisnall's wins against Gary Anderson. He's had a couple in the Premier League. He's had
80.
one on the World Series. He's had one in the Championship of Darts. That was back in 2012. He's only had 4 wins. He's never beaten Gary Anderson in a
137.
ranking event. How incredible is that? At the minute, that doesn't look like it's going to change.
135. $94. 85.
A little bit of a wild one there, Gary Anderson with a second dart, but a great adjustment with the last one. Chizzy looking for a ton. Minimum.
100.
Gets it, leaves the 170. And he might be having to take out shots like this against Gary Anderson in this mood.
130.
Yeah, uses the bullseye, leaves himself 71. A 25 would have left him on a 2-dart checkout of 96. Chizzy can't take out the 170, and that means that
90.
Gary Anderson could go 4-0 up here. 17s for double 10. Yep.
Game shot.
15-dart leg, 4-0, and Gary Anderson appears to be motoring into the final.
$100.
Scott Gibbling, one of our team of talented officials making the whole process happen here with Luke Productions.
134.
Should probably turn his phone off, though, in the venue. Anderson has been on fire. 20-game unbeaten run as Chizzy
180.
fires in his second 180 here.
140.
Chizzy has been superb today, but right now it is just not enough against Gary Anderson. That's very good.
180.
It's a third 180 for Dave Chisnall. 2 for Gary Anderson, 3 for Dave Chisnall. He leaves 41 after 9.
100.
But the damage may have already been done. Double top for Chiz.
Game shot.
And he does take it out for a 12-dart leg. Chizzy now averaging 97, but 106 for Gary Anderson.
100. $57.
A little section of the draw was lagging behind the rest of us, so there has been a little wait for these two guys to get going. You wonder if that's just taken the wind out of Chizzy's sails a bit, because even though he's averaging 97, he's not had many darts at double, and the previous 2 games he was averaging 110. So he would have loved to have just been playing straight away, you feel. We have seen this before, where players have been forced to wait around a little while the rest of the draw catches up. I remember Michael
41.
Van Gerwen doing it and then losing against the odds to Darren Johnson, who went on to make the final. That was at the start
40.
of last year. Good. Where is he looking? Yeah, well, I thought he might look at the bull, but he came down for the 57 and pinned it. Leaves himself 98, a 2-dart checkout. Chizzy, once again. Oh, well. Yeah,
85.
He's messed it up. A ton would have left to finish as it is. That stray dart into the 5 has cost him. Double 19 for Gary Anderson. He thought about splitting it. He does split it.
80.
Just misses inside on that double 18. Now, it leaves him 18, and they can be a little bit
97.
tricky. Chizzy is there, ready to pounce with a
Game
2-darter, but it doesn't matter because a 16-dart leg means that Gary Anderson is 1 leg away from the final. He was irresistible yesterday. It perhaps hasn't been
100.
as good in terms of the numbers, but he is averaging 104 here. I'm not sure Gary's that bothered about it.
180.
That third 180 there suggests he's not. The opening Pro Tour weekend this year in the Players'
45.
Championship Series. Saw Michael Van Gerwen win both of them. He beat James Wade in the final and then Corey Cadby the following day. Gary Anderson might be about
85.
to respond with no MVG here this weekend. The Flying Scotsman might be about to win Players' Championship 3 and 4 in the same weekend. 7 years
100.
after he won back-to-back Pro Tours in the same weekend in the PDC.
59.
It'll either be Jeffrey Desvaughn or jackpot Adrian Lewis in the final for whoever comes through this, and it's becoming increasingly likely that Gary Anderson will make it. Dave Chisnall
180.
puts in a fourth 180. We've had 7 maximums in this game, and it's no surprise to see these two piling in the big scores.
139.
That leaves him on 38. Boss mode indeed. God mode. Dave Chisnall has not been able to live with this,
36.
and he misses high, and that means it's match darts for Gary Anderson to book his place in the final for the second day running.
Game shot of the match.
It is too good for